Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. My name is Joe. Today we are going to be continuing our playthrough. This is part 2 of a playthrough of Stalingrad, Advance to the Volga, 1942. This is designed by Michael Rinella from Take Aim Designs and Revolution Games. And we will be picking things up here in turn number 5. This is a 9-turn game. It's a solitaire area movement game. I have 2 previous videos on this particular game. One is a first look, kind of components and mechanics look. And then I followed that up with part 1 of this playthrough, which consisted of the first 4 turns of this particular game. So we are going to, as I said, pick this up in turn number 5. And ideally, you probably should watch the first 4 turns if you want to be up to speed on everything that's going on here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the dawn phase. The dawn phase involves reinforcement and withdrawal. You can see on the turn chart, in turn 2 we had a reinforcement. In turn 7 we will also have a reinforcement. And in turn 9 we have a withdrawal. So nothing to do in that phase for this turn. We move on to the random event phase. That involves rolling 3d6 here. And we get 13. And 13 is logistical pause, which is what I had previously, and I really don't like this. You roll 1d6. It's a 5. That's how many of your areas you have to mark basically as spent, and you cannot do any actions with them. So I will once again mark my my northern shoulder units to be spent. So let's do that. So this is the northern shoulder area up here. So we'll take these 2, flip them to spent. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4 here in State Farm. No Jake jokes. That's 4. And I'll do this one too. Why not? 5. So all of our action this turn will be in the lower half of the game. I currently control 24 of the 50 areas, so just about half. I need to get to 40 to actually win. So could be challenging, and rolling this logistical pause stuff where I have 5 areas I can't move my units from is not helpful. All right, so after that, the next step is to roll 4 dice for the supply phase. And we get 7 and 6 is 13. So I kept 7 from last turn, so that's going to move us to 20. So we have 20, which is a good amount. I don't have anybody in the out of action box, which is nice. So I don't have to worry about that. My morale's at 14. Kind of middling, I guess. What I'm going to do is, since I rolled the logistical pause, my artillery support is good for 2, and they only cost 1 each to purchase those. So I will be buying 7 of those. That's an easy decision. I only have 4, 7, 11, 15 total units that I can use that aren't automatically spent because of the event I rolled. So that only cost me 7, which would move me down to 13. And I'm kind of inclined to just let it roll here and just go with it. So I'm only going to spend that. I'm going to spend 7 on my artillery support. I'm not going to take any air support or engineer support. And we're just going to start attacking. So first thing we need to do here is, if we move, well, this is an interesting conundrum here. I have this guy over here who I'd like to get tied in with these guys. So he can move here, which is not adjacent to a unit. That'll cost him 1. It's not adjacent to an enemy unit. So that's 1 movement point. He has 6. So if I move him here, see, I need to kind of contemplate how this should work. Let me move him back for a second, and let me contemplate this. So ideally, I want these guys down here. If they move here, that would cost 2. And then here, that would cost 6. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to move them here. And they're going to attack with the lead unit being a 6 and them having 3 additional. Plus 1 for the division. Divisional integrity would make that a 10. And then another one for the morale will make it an 11. And they're also an 11. And I will throw in 2 artillery support to give us 15. So it's 15 to 11. We'll roll for the Soviets. They get 4, so they have 15. So it's already 15-15. So whatever I roll here, I will win. And we roll a 9, so we get 24. So that's a win. So he's eliminated. These guys get marked to the used box. These get marked as spent. And now, because of the way the rules are structured, these guys can move up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move them up. But first, I'm going to move these guys out because I think I'm going to move these guys up here. Because it would cost them 1 to go here. And then 2 to go here because this unit and this unit are both adjacent. Actually, no, it costs... Yeah, it costs 2 if you're adjacent to a Soviet unit, whether it's revealed or unrevealed. It costs 3 to move into one where it's revealed. So it actually cost them 3 of their points to move from this. Where were they? They were here, I think, to here or here. They were here. I forget whichever one they were in. Actually, they were down here. So that was 2 and 3, and they all had a 6 movement. Well, one has a 5, but. Yeah, that's 2 6s and 2 5s. So they had enough to move in there. Regardless, let's put a control marker on there and add 1 to our control. We're actually at 25. It was still on there. I know I counted it up yesterday after I finished part 1, and it was 24. Okay, so we're going to take this guy here and we're going to attack into this light urban with 7 plus 3 is 10. He's a heroes 8. So heroes basically will reduce our morale by 1 after combat, even if we eliminate them, unless we get an overrun. And if we get a repulse, we automatically lose 1 morale anyway, so it would not affect that either. So we have 1 plus 3 is 7 plus 1 is 10. I'm going to throw in 2. Now, you know what? I'm going to throw in 3 artillery support to make that 16. They have 12. So this is the central rail station. This is one of the more difficult of the light urban areas. So we have 16. They have 12. We roll for them. They get a 6. So they have 18. So we have 16. So all we need to do is roll a 3. And we roll an 11. So that's going to be a win. And they're going to go bye-bye. All right, so that is that. We'll put these guys back as well. Stick a control marker on here, and we will go to 26. So now we have one left that we can activate. Unfortunately, looking at the board right now, I don't think I'll actually be able to attack with them. So, that being the case, these guys can attack here. So let's move them. So they can move here for 1, and they can move here for 2. So that would be 3. And then he can move 1, 2, 4. So these guys will be together. I'll mark them spent. They will be able to, well, that didn't really do a whole lot for me, to be honest. It really didn't. But I need to move them up because we've already captured kind of the most of the southern area here, and we're just kind of pushing up along the river. So our next 2 targets on this side will be here, and we have this guy to attack the heavy urban in 9 January Square. And these guys will attack the light urban here in Red Square. So these guys are going to probably move up and maybe come after this guy on turn 7. So let's move these guys. They can go here for 1 and here for 2 to make it 3. And that'll allow them to attack this elevated next turn. And then these guys can move in here as well. That is that. I have 2 artillery left in my support units. Okay, so I just realized that you guys couldn't really see. Well, you did see everything you needed to see. These were the highest, the most northernmost of the units that I didn't flip originally. So end of turn, we check for automatic victory. We don't have any automatic victory conditions. So we just move on. We go to turn number 6. So I need to flip all my spent units back to the available side. I'll do that now off camera, and then we'll just pick up with turn 6. Okay, so we're going to advance here to turn number 6, and we're going to roll for... We don't have anybody locked in combat, so we're going to roll for our dawn phase, and I'm sorry, the random event phase. We get reinforcements next turn. So we get 8, and an 8 is logistical pause again. So let me roll one of these guys. And it's 4 this time. So that's a little bit better than the 5 I rolled the 2 previous times I got this. So again, we have a logistical pause, which means we can't do anything. And I'm going to have to basically sit tight up top, which is what I did before both times. And I'm going to do it again. So what I'm going to do is I will, let's see. Okay, so we're going to flip these guys spent. That's 1, 2, 3, and let's see, we've got 4. We'll do this one as well. So that's my 4. So I will now roll. Let's move this up so you guys can see it. I'm going to roll for my supply points. And we rolled really well. It looks like that's a 20 to me. And I had 13 left before. So we're going to have, what is that, 33? 33 supply points. That's a lot. So I'm going to buy morale. I'm going to buy we'll buy 9 points worth of morale, which will take us down to 24. Then I will buy 5 artillery support, which will bring us down to 19. And since I can attack 3 areas here, let's buy a couple air supports for 6. Brings us down to 13. And I think that will do it. That's going to do it. So we're going to pick up here. We have 13 supply points left to hold over till next turn, so that's nice. Our morale is at 17. We control 26 areas. Everything is looking fairly solid. But I need to start conquering some of this area here. So I'm going to... the reason I left it up here is I'm going to take this guy, and we're going to attack Gorodisha here. So we have a 4 for our lead unit, plus 3 is 7. I'm going to throw in an air support and 2 artillery support. So a 7 becomes an 11, and we're going to roll 1 die to subtract from their defense of 8, which is a 3, so they get a 5. So we have 4 plus 7 is 11, 11 to 5. So 11 to 5, we roll for them first. They get a 4, so they have 9, so we already won. But let me roll again anyway. And a 6, so that would actually be an overrun victory, so we win. Put this on here, take the support out. Whoops, air support goes there. Put that there. Move our control to 27. Now I'm going to reset my shot because everything else up here is already taken care of. So we'll move south and continue down there. Okay, so our next attack we'll do up here. So I was planning on this guy going here, this guy going here, and these guys going... oh, wow. Mamayev Kurgans gets a +4. That's rough. And Krutoy Gully gets a 3. So let's attack here first. So we get a 4 plus 3. is 7. Let's flip him over. He gets Fanatic 7. So Fanatic eliminates, I believe, one of our units. Oh no, I'm sorry. Combat result is a success. It becomes a stalemate. So we have to overrun or take a retreat. So they have a 10. We currently have a 7. So we're going to throw air support and 2 artillery supports in here to give us 13. And we're going to roll 1 to reduce their defense rating. And we get a 3, which is kind of bad. But so they're down to a 7. So we have 13 to 7 right now. So if we can beat their roll by 1, we'll get the overrun. And they rolled an 8, so it's not going to be easy. The odds are against you. Rolling higher than an 8. We rolled a 9. So that is an overrun. We win. They're eliminated. We do not get it changed to a stalemate. These guys are marked spent. These go back over here. Throw a control marker on the gully. Control now 28. And we go on to our next attack, which will be here into the heavy urban 9 January square. 7 plus 3 is 10. Flip this guy over. Guards, 8. So the guards, they get to roll 3 dice and drop the last one. So I'm going to throw 2 artillery in here with them to give us 14. It's 14 to 12, and they get to roll 3 dice and drop the lowest. Oof, they rolled an 11. So an 11 plus 12 is 23, and I have 14. So they have 23, and I have 14. And they win. We took a 6. 6 plus 14 is 20, so they win. We get pushed back. That is a repulse. We lose a morale point. Actually, I forgot to deduct last turn, so we're actually at 15. I just realized I forgot to do that. So that's 2 attacks. Now we got this one here. It's going to be 5 plus 3 is 8. In red square, it's another guard. So again, they're going to roll 3. So they have a 10. We have an 8. I'm going to throw my last artillery in there. So they have 10. We'll roll their 3 dice. They get a 9. So their 9 plus 10 is 19. Let's roll for us. We have 8 plus 2 is 10. And we rolled an 8. So we also have 18. Actually, no, they have 19. And we have 18, right? 3. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Yep. So we get repulsed as well. So they get bumped back. And I just realized I used the wrong units to attack. That was not the unit I wished to attack with. So let's put this out. So we'll reduce our morale by 1 again since we got repulsed. And now I'm going to bring these guys in and we're going to attack the same area. So we're going to attack the same area. They have a 9 against a 10. The difference this time is they don't get to roll 3. They only get to roll 2. And they rolled a 6. They rolled a 6, so they have 16, and we have 9. And we rolled a 7, so we both have 16. So that is a stalemate, and we will be locked in for bloody streets in the next turn. So that will end this turn. I'm going to flip all these from spent back. Hope when I roll my event, I do not roll logistical pause again. I want something else. Give me commissars or something. I mean, I'll take anything at this point. It's now turn 7, and we get the 100th Division as a reinforcement, plus 1 independent tank battalion. So here's our 100th Division and our tank battalion, and we can place them, I believe, in 1 or 2. So looking at the layout of the map up here, let me reset so you guys can see this. So here's 1, okay, and our closest enemy is 1, 2 away, but we have a unit. We have somebody here already. So if we go the other way, we could go 1, 2, 3, and here's a unit. Or also 1, 2, 3, and here's a unit. Or 1, 2, 3, here's a unit. Or in area 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So let's put them in 2. So we're going to put them in 2 so that we'll be closer to these guys over here. So he's going to start in 2. Okay, so now let's roll for our random event. My favorite thing here. And we get 2 5s and a 2. That's a 12. And would you believe it? We barely missed getting another logistical pause. Because here you go. 13 14 is a logistical pause. We got commissars, which increases the Soviets' defense by 1. I'll take that. I will take that. Because I have some control over whatever our attack values are. I don't have any control when I have to, make half my army inactive. All right, so let's roll for our supply now. We carried over 13 from the previous turn, and we finally got a pretty poor roll. We only got 12 this time. So 12, we go to 25. So we're at 25, and what do we want to do with our 25? We want to buy some support. So we'll buy 1 morale and bring us down to 22. Then we'll buy 7 artillery to bring us down to 15. Where are the other 2 artillery? Did I leave them on the map somewhere? I probably did. Yep, they're right there. Okay, so that brings us down from 22 to 15. And I'm going to go all out, and I'm going to buy 3 air support as well. We need to make some hay here while we can, especially when they have a +1 on their defense. So that's going to bring us down to a 6. So we are at 6 to carry over for next turn, which is where I typically like to be anyway. So now we're ready to start doing some attacking here. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to activate the units I just brought in, since they're already on the map, and go 1, 2. This is a 1-step move. This would be a 2-step, so that's 6. And I won't be able to attack with them, but I can at least get them in position to attack next turn. See, we're running out of time here. So they'll go here. I'm going to mark them spent. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3. And we have a 6, but we have the rest of them are all 4s. So they will hang at Stalingradsky Airport here. Or Stalingradsky Airfield. And let's see, what else can you guys see? Let's take this unit here. We're going to attack here. That's only going to be a 5 attack. Let's flip this guy. Oh my goodness, it's a 9 and a barrage. So the barrage, you either place an attacking unit in the out of action box prior to resolution, which would bring us down to a 4, or we flip them all to spent and retreat. And they're going to have a defense of 13, and we would be going in with a 4. Wow, this is rough. You know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to throw in an air support, and I'm going to throw in 2 artillery as well. So that our 4, and we'll put one of our units in the out of action box. So we have 4. We'll get 1 for our morale. We don't get the divisional bonus, so that's 5. And I'm feeling like last turn I didn't add my bonuses, which actually cost me down here. I also realized I didn't do bloody streets. I'll do that in a moment. So we have 4, 8, and then we're going to roll here to see what we can take off their 13. And we get a 5. So that 5 becomes an 8. So that evens it up. It's 8, 8 now. So we'll roll for them, and they get a 2. So they're at 10. So that's awesome. It looks like we might actually pull this off. We get a 6. So we do pull it off. So we spend our air support and 2 artillery, but we did capture this, which is what I wanted to do. So these guys get spent, And I add 1 to our control. We're at 29. So we're 11 away, and we have the balance of this turn and 2 more turns to actually try to pull this off. All right, let me reset the map. Okay, so let's do the bloody streets for this battle right here. So if you didn't watch the first video, you might not know what this is, but here it is right here. 1 to 4 is no effect. 5, we reduce morale, and 6, we flip the units to spent and reduce morale. So I want a 1 through 4, and I would settle for a 5, but I don't want a 6. And we get a 5. We get a 5, so we lose a morale. I'll live with that. So we're going to attack here. So we have 6 plus 3 is 9 against 10. So I'm going to throw in an artillery support. How many more attacks do I have here? We have 1 here. If I can win these 2, I can get these guys up here and maybe get into there. No, I can't actually. Not unless I get creative. Why are they here? These guys are here, I believe. I think they got bumped down. I think. Because this would be an illegal stacking right here. So, I have 4 artillery supports and 2 air support left. So let's play 1 artillery support, and then we have 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 2 would be 11. They have 10, plus 2 more on us would be 13. So it's 13 to 10. We'll roll for them. They get a 10, so they have 20. So it's 20 to 13. And we get 8, so that's 21 to 20. So we eke out the win. We go to 30, and these guys get flipped. We've captured red square. We put a control marker in there. Okay, so now I'm going to activate these guys, or actually I'll activate these guys first. So this is 7, and we're going to move them here. And with the 4 in the lead, so 4 plus 3 is 7, we're going to attack this guy here. Ambush 8. So we're going to lose our lead unit, I believe, is what happens with an ambush. Unless we overrun, which is going to be hard to do. So they have a 12, so air support and an artillery as well. So our 7 will become a 9. We're going to roll 1 die and hope for high. We got 4. So this is just an 8 now. So it's 7 plus 2 is 9 plus 2 more is 11. It's 11 to 8. 9 actually. They get 1 bonus. I forgot about that. So it's 11 to 9. And they get a 5. So they have 14. So it's 14-11 now. 14-14. We rolled a 3. So they can get marked spent. These guys go back. And this will not get bloody streets because it's not urban. All right, so what I was thinking about doing was if this guy, well, I could still do it probably. These are 7, these are all 6s. And this is the 24th. And the 29th, this unit is the unit that's coming off the board in turn 9. So let's see. Because if I can capture 9 January Square, this would only cost 1 to move into, and then this would cost 2, which would be 3. They're still not going to be able to get there though. All right, well, we're going to do what we need to do. We're going to attack here. We got 10. They've got 13. We're going to give air support and artillery support. In fact, we're going to give 3 artillery support because I don't think I have... Oh, I do have other attacks I can do. So we'll just give 1 artillery support. Yeah. All right. So that's going to be 10 plus 2 is 12 plus 2 more is 14. They have 13, and we're going to roll 1 die to hopefully knock them down a decent amount. And we got a 6. So the 6 is nice because that makes this 13 a 7. So they're at 7. We are at 14. Yeah, 14. So they're at 7, we're at 14. They get a 5, so they're at 12 and we're at 14. So we're going to win. And we get an 8, so we have 22. So that would actually be an overrun, but it's a win, which is all I care about right now. So we'll flip this. That is expended. Our control goes up to 31. And let's put a control marker on here. Okay. So now these guys can move up. So they have 4 movement points, essentially, if I want to keep them together, which I do. So if they move here, that's 1. And if they move here, it's 3 because it's adjacent to this. So we're going to do that. Although maybe, wait a minute. Let me think about this for a second. They were in the army camp, right? So 1, actually they can't do that because of this. They have 4 units in there. Yeah, so we're just going to move to this area right here. And I'll mark them spent since they moved. And we're going to move on to the northern area. And I have a couple more attacks I want to do up there. Okay, so we'll start up here. So we have 7 as the lead unit. We'll move them in. This is the 16th division. So we do get the divisional bonus because we have 3 from the same division. So that will make this from a 9 to a 10. The morale will give us an 11. They have 4. Plus 3 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. So it is 11 to 8, and they have heroes. And what heroes does is it reduces the morale unless we get an overrun or a repulse. So it's 11-8. I do have some artillery, but I'm not going to use it for them. Let's just hope we roll well here. They roll a 5, so that's 13 for them. And we have 11. So we would need more than a 15. So we need higher. We need like 5. And we get 7. So that is an overrun. And they get eliminated. And we don't lose anybody. We don't lose morale, rather. Our control number is now 32. So we're 8 away from a victory here. It's going to be a near run thing, I think, is what it's going to end up being. All right, so I don't like my odds up here because that's an 8 plus 3 plus the 1. That would be a 12, and that's only going to be a 5. Even if I add, I'd be able to add 5 because I have 2. So that would be 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 5 is 11. We'd still be 13-11 or 12-11 rather. That's, yeah, I'm going to try for this one. I'm going to try for Razgulyevka Station here. We've got 4 plus 3 is 7. That's an 8 barrage, which isn't great. So we have to either place somebody in out of action or flip all units spent. Let's just do that. We're just going to take the spent instead of putting a unit out. And we are going to attack up here, so I'll take my chances. It's going to be 6 plus 1. I don't get the divisional bonus, so that's 7. Plus 2 artillery will give us 11. They have 11 plus 1 for their commissars gives them 12. So it's 12-11. Ugh, they rolled... Well, I can't win because they rolled a 12, so... And we rolled an 11. Can you believe it? Great roll, but still not good enough. So once again, a repulse there, and our morale drops again. So we're down to 13 morale, which is about to be 12 because of the end of turn drop. So that is the end of turn number 7, and we will move on to turn number 8 here in a moment. So let me set that up, and then we'll continue. All right, since we have most of the south secured, I am not going... Well, let's advance to turn 8. So we're in turn 8 now. Since we have most of the south secured, I'm not going to, slide it all the way down to the bottom here. So some of the tracks you won't be able to see, and you won't be able to see the available support units. But everything else for pertinent information for this particular part of the board will be available. So first thing we do, as always, we don't have any withdrawals or reinforcements. We have one event of that type left. It's the withdrawal of these guys right here, which will occur next turn. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to even move these guys. They're just gone because I can't actually get them to combat anyway because there's 2 5s in here. And this would cost 2. And then it would be 4 to move in here, and I can't do it. So that is subject to change because if I can make this revealed, which I can, and again, why do I have these guys are down here. And these guys are stuck in combat with them. So I'm sorry, stuff gets moved around when I flip it. So let's roll for our random event. We get a 13, and guess what a 13 is? A freaking logistical pause again. So the fact that I rolled 4 logistical pauses is what will cause my loss, since it looks like I'm probably going to lose now. A 3. So again, I'm going to go up top, and I'm just going to flip the 3 shoulder guys. At least I don't have to do anything else, but I was planning on using some of those guys, and now I can't. So, all right, whatever. Now we'll roll for supply. I have 6 that I carried over from last turn. I get 4, 8, 11, 14. So 14 plus 6 is 20. So we have 20 supply points. 20 supply points. All right, we're going to buy 1 morale to go to 14. So that'll cost us 3. So that puts us at 17. And we will buy our 7 artillery like we always do, which is going to put us at 10. And they're just down here. All right. Yeah. All right. And then we'll buy, we're at 10. We'll buy 1 air support and go to 7. So I like to be around 6, 7. So we're going to go to 7. And now we will start our fight. The first thing we'll do would be Bloody Streets if we had one. I don't think we do. We do not. We do have this, but that's not Bloody Streets. So first thing I'm going to do is, I guess I'll resolve this one. I might as well. So we have 4 plus 3 is 7. They have 12. So let's give an air support and 2 artillery. So that 7 becomes an 11, plus 2 more gives them 13, and they have 12. So it's 13, 12, and they get 7 more, so they have 19. So it's 19, 13. We get 9, so we win 22 to 19. So that's 1 more control, much needed. You know what? I didn't use my air support, so I'm going to keep it. Oops. Sorry. I forgot to roll for it. So let's just put that there. Our control is now 33. I'm sorry if I offend anybody's sense of fair play by not doing that. I also didn't buy my unit out of the action box. So that's a penalty for me. So one bonus, 1 penalty for my forgetful nature. Okay, we'll take these guys here, and they get a 10. They'll move in there. I am going to use this time, and I'm going to use 2 artillery. Well, let's see what this is first before I commit anything. How about that? So they get a +4. This is the oil refinery, and a guard's 10. Holy smokes. All right, so the guards, again, gives them 3 dice. They have a 14. We have a 10. So yes, we are using our air support, and yes, we are using 2 artillery. So we have 10 plus 2 for the division, and the morale gives us 12 plus 4 gives us 16. So it's 16, 14, pending the roll of 5 for that. So that leaves them with 9. So I like that 9 a whole lot better. So it's 14-9. Let's roll for them. Look at that. They got a 12. So they have 21. It's 21-14. We get a 10. So we win 24-21. It's like a football game. All right. Get that out of there. Drop that on there. Mark these guys as spent. Control 34. That logistical pause is killing me. All right, so now we need to move up, I believe. Yeah, we need to move up. So let's see. This is the problem here. Let's see what we can put together. I might not be able to put together much because these guys are here. Let me think about this. Yeah, see, this is going to be hard, real hard, because I can't attack. If I move here, it costs me 2. Then to move into one of these would cost me 4, and I don't have it except for the 6s here. And even if I moved, yeah, this sucks. My logistics are not the best here. My planning for my lines here. So, that's what I'll do. We'll move here. That cost me 2. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to move him. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take these 2 and move them here, and this will be our lead unit. So that is 7. Let's flip this guy over. It's a guards 5, so they're going to roll 3 dice again. We have 3 artillery support left. I'll use 1. We don't get a divisional bonus because we don't, but we do get the morale bonus. So our 7 becomes an 8, becomes a 10. They have an 8. So let's hope for the best here. And they rolled 8. So their 8 is doubled to a 16, and we have 10. So we need to roll better than a 6. And we didn't do it. That's a 2. So these guys get marked as spent, and they retreat. Now I think this guy has to they retreat back to where they attacked from, I believe. So I'm going to do it that way. We lose a morale point. And we have 2 artillery left for this attack up here. So this is 4 plus 3 is 7. Plus 4 is 11. Plus 2 more is 13. They have 11. They get to roll 2 dice. They get an 11. So they have 22, and we have, what did I say, 7 plus 4 is 11. Yeah. Terrible rolls. Another repulse. All right. I think that's probably going to mean that I'm not going to win. Unfortunately for me. But it is what it is. All those logistical pauses, including this one, really not helpful. So that loses me another morale point. We go down to 12. That's all I can do. So that's going to end this turn. I'll reset, and we'll start the last turn of the game. These guys down here will go away. And I just realized you probably couldn't see the attack. I'm sorry. That's the second time I've done this. First time in this video, but I did it in the previous video as well. So I apologize for that. But you didn't miss anything because I got repulsed. 9th and final turn. Withdraw the 29th Division. So these guys get pulled back by Hitler. See you later. Unfortunately, that's bad for us. But it is what it is, and we will move on. First thing we need to do, we did our withdrawal, so we need to roll for our random event. It's probably going to be, it's actually a, it's a 7, and guess what a 7 is? Take a wild guess. Logistical pause. That's what, 5 of those in this game? 5 of them. In 9 turns, 5 logistical pauses. I need to roll like a 1. Oh, look at that. I rolled a 1. All right. So I'm going to I'm going to pick my single unit by itself. It's spent. That actually wasn't that bad. All right. Supply points. 2 6s and a 5 and a 1. So that's basically 18, right? So 18 on top of the 7 I saved gives me 25. I am going to spend them all. We will buy our unit out. I guess it's 1. It doesn't matter. It's not going to do us any good. We'll start them up there. 1, 2. Yeah, he can't even get to his... Oh, he can get to... he can get there. But he won't be able to join them in their attack. And then I realized now that you can't even see what I was motioning at. But whatever. So that cost me 1. That's going to be... I moved the wrong... No, I didn't move the wrong thing. Down to 24. Then we'll buy all 3 air supports. That leaves 15. Then we'll buy all 7 artillery supports. That leaves me with, what, 8? And then we'll buy all 4 engineering, which leaves me with 0. Now, I didn't buy morale, and my morale's only a 10, so if I take... At this point, it doesn't matter, because if I'm losing morale, I'm going to be losing battles anyway, and I'm going to lose the game. So at this point, I just need to you know, basically go for it. We're going for broke here. So we are ready to begin. We did we have a unresolved combat this turn? I thought we maybe did, but I don't see one. So, all right. So we're just going to start rolling here. So let me reset the map a little bit, because you might as well see where the action is, and none of it is in the south. Okay, so here we go. Last turn, last chance to pull it out. Let me think about what I can do here. All right, we're going to start up here. We got this 5. So 5 plus 3 is 8. They do get the 2 bonuses to get to 10. They have an 8. Let's give them an engineer support, which is good for 2. So that gives them 10, 12. They have 12. It's 12, 8. So let's roll for the Russians. They get an 8, so they have 16, and we have 12. And we rolled a 6, so that is good enough to win that one. So that's 1. 1 we needed. Let me put that there. I'm just going to put this off the board now for the moment. So our control goes to 35. We need 5 more. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we can win all of those, we'll be okay. See, the tricky part is I can't get these guys into battle, because I don't see any way I can get them, because they have 4s. So their movement points prevent... Like, I could go here, but that costs me 2. If these guys take that, that would make it 1, but then this would cost me 2, and I still wouldn't have enough to go in there. So yeah, let's not even worry about that right now. Let me flip these guys to spent, so I know that they attacked. Now my 24th here is going to go in, and they're going to try to take the Red October Steelworks, which is going to be hard. So they get a 10, plus 2 is 12 as the starting point, and they get Fanatic 8. So Fanatic is, if we get only a success, it's changed to a stalemate. So we need to kind of go all in on this one. We need to go all in on this one. They have a 12. We also have a 12. I'm going to use one of my air supports. Let's roll for that right now. It's a 3, so their 12 becomes a 9. So they have 9. Let me actually mark that here so I'll remember. Ugh. Hate it when the dice try to get away. So they have a 9. We have a 12 right now. I am going to throw in 2 of my remaining engineers. You know what? I'm going to throw in all 3 of my engineers because I can. So they have 10 plus 6 is 16 plus 2 is 18. So it's 18 to 9. So they roll first. They get 7. So they have 16. So it's 18, 16. So I need to roll at least a 6. And I rolled a 6. So that was close, but we did it. So these guys go out. These guys get marked spent. Put a control out. And we get to 36. So now, all right, so now these guys will attack. We'll attack here. So they start with 7. Let's flip this light urban over. It's heroes 7. And heroes, again, reduce the morale unless it's an overrun or a repulse. Because on a repulse, you're going to lose morale anyway. So they have 10. We have 7. We're going to throw in an air support. We're going to throw in 2 artillery as well. So we have 11 plus 2 more would be 13. So it's 13-10 pending the air support roll. So let's do that right now. We got a 3. So they have 7. So it's, what did I say it was? 13? That's 7 plus 2. 7 plus 4 is 11, plus 2 is 13. Yes, 13. It's 13 to 7. We rolled an 11, so that is going to be a win. So we take Banny Gully. And we creep ever closer. We're at 37. And we have 3 more battles we need to win if we're going to actually somehow manage to miraculously pull this out. So, we got to come up here, I guess. So we know we have 7. They have 11. We'll throw in 2 artillery supports to make it 11-11. I'm going to save my air support because I want to use it up here. So, and I was going to use this guy, and this is going to be dicey, man. I'm going to try to attack that with that, and it's probably not going to work. But I'm saving that for last. That's going to be the Hail Mary, literally. So we have 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 4 is 13. It's 13 to 11. We'll roll for the Russians first. They got a 4. So they have 17. No, they have 15. They have 15, and we have 13. Right? 7, 9, 11, 13. Yeah. 15, 13. And we got a 7, so we win here as well. So it's working so far. It's going to come down to the last attack, almost certainly, or the next to last attack, which is what's coming up right now. So I have 2 artilleries and 1 air support left. So we know this is going to be 5 against 11. Boy. All right. I need to do it here because this is a known big number. So let's roll. It's a 4. So that 11 becomes a 7. That's my last air support. So it's 6. It's 7-6. 7-6 isn't so bad. So I'm going to save my 2 artillery supports for this attack. Or I can attack here too, but that's heavy urban, or here, which is also light urban. That's +3. These are all +3, right? Yeah. Yeah, I might attack up here actually, but I'm still going to save my artillery. So it's, what did I say it was? 7 against 7, right? Isn't that what I said it was? 7 against 7? I think so. They rolled an 8, so they have 15. All right, we need a big roll here. And we didn't get it. Did not get it. They win. They're repulsed. Again, these guys accomplished squat in this game. That knocks my morale down to an 11. And I have 2 attacks left, potentially. And, well, let's do this one. Sans artillery support, because this is going to tell the story anyway. So we get 7, plus 2 is 9, plus the 2 is 11. And they have, I'm going to move there. They had here in the sports park, they have ambush 7. So ambush eliminates after combat if it's a repulsor unless it's a repulsor overrun. So they have 10, we have 11. And I'm just going to risk it again and save my artillery for the last ditch try there. And so they get an 8. So they have 18 and we have 11. And they beat us. So the game's over. Morale goes down to 10. These guys get beaten back. That's a repulse. I should have used the artillery, but I didn't. Because I wanted to use it here where I was going to have a 4 attacking, what was this? A 9. So yeah. It was a pretty much an unwinnable situation. Like I said, getting 5 logistical pauses, and I rolled 5s, I think, on 3 of them. I think I rolled 3 5s, a 3, and a 1. So that's more than half the turns where I was, basically handcuffed and couldn't use, in some cases, more than half my forces. Or essentially about half my forces, I guess. This shoulder is pretty weak, to be honest. But that's it. I mean, the game is hard. It's hard, and I probably didn't play it the best way. I probably my strategy, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants sometimes when I'm rolling. And I've mentioned this before, but while I'm talking and going through everything, sometimes I mess up. It's like walking and chewing gum, I suppose. So that's going to do it. Hopefully when you play this game, you do better than I just did, and you can actually win. We got 38. We missed by 2. If I had just gotten probably one of those 5s on those logistical pauses had been a 2 or something instead, I might have won this game. That's how close it can be. Obviously, in the 40 areas, that's the historical result. So I fell just short of what the actual German army did in this period in Stalingrad in real life. So I can take some moderate consolation in that because like I said, I rolled poorly on my random events. So that's going to do it. This has been Hexed Encountered. My name's Joe. Please like, share, and subscribe, etc., etc., etc. Until next time, and I'm not sure exactly what next time will hold, but until next time, happy gaming.